Hi everyone, I'm Cloud. Before we get started, just a quick reminder. This video is for reference only and reflects my personal opinions. It does not constitute investment advice. The stock market carries high risk, so please do thorough research and consult with professional advisors before investing. The forecasts and analysis in this video may not be accurate, and you'll need to take full responsibility for any investment decisions. I won't be liable for any losses. Today, let's talk about Tesla's stock. In this video, I'm going to share my thoughts on when to consider buying Tesla shares and how long I personally think it makes sense to hold them. Originally, I planned to wait until next year to start covering US stocks, but I couldn't help taking a look at Tesla in advance, and I feel this is a good time to talk about it early. The data I'm using comes from Tesla's birth chart on June 29, 2010 at 9:30 a.m. I'm not sure if this time is 100% precise, but it's accurate enough for me to read. Just like Elon Musk, I've always liked Tesla a lot, and we've actually already done 2 videos about Tesla on this channel. If you're interested, make sure you don't miss those. First, let's look at Tesla's price chart. The stock really started to take off around January 2020. At that time, it was in the very last moon sub-period of the Mars major period. Then, in 2021, it entered the Rahu period. Rahu sits in the 5th house, in the Purva Ashada Nakshatra of Sagittarius. Just seeing that placement already explains why the price started surging once this period began. First of all, Rahu is all about extreme expansion, speculative growth, technology, unconventional paths, and innovation. The 5th house represents stocks, cryptocurrencies, gambling, and other speculative activities. In astrology, it's also one of the most important houses for creativity, passion, the stage, performance, and the future. For Tesla, the 5th house creativity naturally shows up in the form of new products and innovative ideas. Rahu in this house can bring intense speculation in the market, fame and controversy at the same time. In this position, Rahu creates explosive growth, but it also means the price is prone to sharp corrections driven by panic. Rahu will push this stock and this company onto the global stage, turning it into a projection screen for people's emotions and fantasies. That's probably why Tesla has become the center of the valuation circus, where Elon Musk can move the stock price with a single tweet or keep creating headlines, and investors go crazy buying into this future technology narrative. Because Rahu in the 5th house is like a giant amplifier, the company is almost destined to keep expanding and taking risks. So this period will be Tesla's most brilliant, yet also most volatile era. However, I've noticed that the power of the 5th house in this chart isn't particularly strong, so you need to watch out for certain problems, sudden bubble bursts and price crashes, public opinion or regulatory events, and the gap between the growth story and actual earnings leading to instability. Of course, for a high-quality stock, these ups and downs don't mean much in the long run. The only real concern would be if Tesla somehow suddenly fails altogether, but that's a pretty distant scenario. At least in my view, it's not going to happen during the Rahu period, which runs until March 2039. Let's continue by explaining Rahu in Sagittarius Purva Ashada. One of this nakshatra's symbols is a fan. It represents comfort and enjoyment, but also a victory fan, symbolizing triumph and honor. In ancient times, when warriors returned victorious, their servants would fan them, which was a sign of prestige and glory. The idea of comfort is easy to understand. Like in summer when you're eating cold watermelon while enjoying a breeze. That's pure enjoyment, right? So this nakshatra is all about wanting comfort and the best of everything in life. For example, one big reason Musk is developing robots is to free people from labor. Having robots do the work is really another form of pursuing comfort in life. More importantly, this nakshatra is considered capable of accomplishing the hardest, almost unimaginable tasks. That's my quick assessment after looking at Tesla's chart. So, I'm optimistic about Tesla during the Rahu period. I think there's still plenty of room for the stock to double in the future. We'll narrow things down more in a moment. At the time I'm recording this video, Tesla's price is around $315. Let's just assume in the future it will go up to somewhere between $800 and $1,000. If you believe Tesla can double, you can start planning your buying strategy now. Personally, I'd consider building positions during any pullbacks in the $138 to $300 range. The $138 level was a previous low. If it ever drops that far again, I'd buy heavily myself. If you're not confident in Tesla and don't want to buy in early, that's also fine. You can simply wait to enter before the next big surge. You'll make less than those who got in early, because you didn't take on the risk and emotional stress of buying low. But if you don't have enough funds or stable income, it really does make more sense to wait until things are about to take off. The closer you get to the actual move, the clearer the signals will be. Personally, since I started with crypto and then switched to US stocks, I'm still adjusting. Crypto trades 24/7, while US stocks move at a much slower pace for me. So I'm not planning to trade Tesla short term, and I won't be glued to the screen every day. My plan is to find a good opportunity to hold long term. So the last question is, when will the next big surge happen? My own view is it'll be during the Mercury sub-period within the Rahu cycle. Why that period? Because Mercury sits in the 11th house in Gemini in the Ardra Nakshatra. Ardra is one of the 3 nakshatras ruled by Rahu. The others are Swati and Satabisha. That's why Ardra has a huge interest in future tech and next-generation innovations. And the 11th house is very powerful. It's the house of gains. So I'm very optimistic about that period. Basically, if you want to hold long-term, you should at least aim to hold through April 2029 and beyond. From April 2029 to October 2031 is the Rahu period's Mercury sub-period. I personally think Tesla will complete its next major doubling during that window. And to get even more specific, I'm especially bullish on the period between August and October 2031. If you don't want to hold that long, you can look for an entry before April 2029 instead. Lastly, I want to emphasize that astrological predictions are simply a reflection of an individual's understanding. So even if my predictions turn out to be wrong, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with astrology itself. You can completely chalk it up to my own lack of skill. That's all for today. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends. See you in the next episode. Thank you.